Week 13 of the fantasy baseball season. And here's a few hitters I look to sell and trade this week. The first guy, Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So all of a sudden, Marte's picked it up like he did a few years ago. After last season, he had a down year, and right now he's tearing it up on the year. Is Marte, 14 home runs, 42 RBIs, 58 runs scored, 6 stolen bases, a 294 average, and a great 373 on base percentage. So the last month of the season, he's really taken off, is Ketel Marte, and that's where the big numbers are coming from. And I don't know if he's going to keep it up. Like I said, last season was a bad year for him. 2-3 years ago is where he had his breakout season. And this Diamondback team definitely surprising a lot of people already pretty much halfway through the season here. So right now, Marte's playing great. Obviously, he's going to have great value where he's a second baseman. And right now, I would sell him high, and I think you get a good pitcher and a good decent bat in a deal for him. So the last 2 games for Marte: June 21st at the Brewers 0-2, June 22nd at the Nats 1-5, a homer, 3 ribs, June 23rd at the Giants 1-4, an RBI, June 25th at the Giants 2-4 in that one, a homer, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and June 25th at the Giants in that one 2-4, a homer, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. So Marte, he's showing the power stroke with 3 home runs in the last 4 ball games here for him. He's playing good baseball. This Diamondback team, these hitters are loose this season, but I don't know if it's going to keep up. Like I said, it's only been half a season. We got to see if he could do it the full season. So right now, while he's playing great ball, like I mentioned, he's Marte, and he's ranked 5th in fantasy baseball in the last month and ranked number 1 in the last 2 weeks here. He's definitely a sell high hitter this week. The next hitter is his teammate Christian Walker of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So Christian Walker, he's been on this list a few times this season, and he's having a great year. I know last season he had a monster year with the 36 home runs and hitting 242, but this season everything's up. The on base is up, batting average is up 40 points for him, and he's even got 4 stolen bases as well. So on the year, 15 home runs, 53 RBIs, 42 runs scored, 4 stolen bases, a 282 average, and a 346 on base. So right now, Christian Walker, he's going out there and he's playing good baseball for this Diamondback team and fantasy owners, ranked in the top 40 this season. So right now, the last few weeks here, he's white hot, 3 home runs, 15 RBIs, 5 runs scored, 3 stolen bases, a 440 batting average, and a 500 on base. So right now, he's been getting on base over the last 2 weeks. 50% of the time in 50 at-bats is Christian Walker. And he's not just a power guy this season, which is good to see. But like I said, with this Diamondback team, I don't know if these guys are going to keep playing at this level the whole season. So right now, they're amongst the league leaders in ranking in fantasy baseball over the last few weeks here. They're definitely sell high guys. This week is Marte and Christian Walker. June 21st at the Brewers in that one, 1-4. June 22nd at the Nats, 1-4. June 23rd at the Giants, 1-3 a run. June 24th at the Giants, 3-5, 3 RBIs. And June 25th at the Giants in that one, 2-3 with an RBI and a stolen base. So playing great baseball is Walker. And I think you could get a great starting pitcher and a decent bat in a deal. Him and maybe a smaller piece on your team, or even try to get a 1-for-2 deal. So right now, while Walker's playing great, he's definitely a hitter I would sell this week. The next hit is Brandon Drury, a Los Angeles Angels. Drury this offseason got a nice contract from the Los Angeles Angels. And to the first month and a half of the season, he wasn't doing much, but now his numbers are getting going on the year. 13 home runs, 42 RBIs, 34 runs scored, a 273 average, and a 316 on base. So Drury definitely resurrected his career last season, obviously, with the Cincinnati Reds and the San Diego Padres. And now this offseason got the nice contract. Last year, 28 and 87, and right now he's on that pace once again pretty much, is Brandon Drury. So the last couple weeks here, one of the better players in fantasy baseball. 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 5 runs scored, a 378 average, and a 408 on base. So right now he's playing great baseball, is Brandon Drury. He qualifies at first, second, and third, and that even adds more value to sell him off, as Brandon Drury right now. So the last few games for him: June 20th versus the Dodgers, 2-4. June 21st versus the Dodgers, 0-4. June 23rd at the Rockies, 1-4. June 24th at the Rockies, a homer, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored in that one. June 25th at the Rockies, 1-3 with a ribbon. June 26th versus the White Sox in that game, 1-4. So Drury playing good baseball. He really came back from the doldrums and got that batting average and that power up quickly in the last month of the season. So right now, while he's on a hot streak and playing great baseball, but we don't know if he's going to keep it up for sure. Well, he's at peak value, and he's a versatile player, qualifying in first, second, and third. This is a time to sell jewelry this week. The next hit is Spencer Steer of the Cincinnati Reds. So Spencer Steer, what a great year it's been for him, no doubt about it. 12 home runs, 46 RBIs, 41 runs scored, 8 stolen bases, a 282 average, and a great 368 on-base percentage. Steer, he's been one of the main reasons as well, with him, Matt McLain, and Elly De La Cruz with the Cincinnati Red team, and pretty solid starting pitching is why they came out of nowhere and they've won 12 out of 14 ball games. And the last month of the season, Steer's been solid. 6 home runs, 23 RBIs, 14 runs scored, 7 stolen bases, a 286 average, and a 402 on base. So Steer's going out there and he's playing great baseball, and he qualifies at first, third, and outfield with the good versatility. So right now, he's playing great baseball with Steer. Versatility is there, but we'll see if he's going to remain in this lineup day in, day out, because they have other prospects down there as well. Is this Cincinnati Red team? They got the youngster rookie Marte, who got called up to AAA, and Christian Encarnacion Strand is tearing it up down there in AAA, where he's a first baseman and DH as well. So right now, Spencer Steer playing great. I would sell him high, because with that factoring in, and we'll see if he can keep it up. So June 20th versus the Rockies, 1 for 4, an RBI. June 21st versus the Rockies, 0 for 4. June 21st, third versus the Braves, 0 for 2. June 24th versus the Braves, 1 for 4, a homer, 2 RBIs. June 25th versus the Braves in that one, 2 for 4, an RBI, a stolen base. And June 26th at Baltimore, 3 for 3, a homer, 3 RBIs. And June 27th at the O's in that one, 0 for 3. So right now, while he's on fire, is Spencer Steer, doing a little bit of everything, showing power, showing average, and stealing bases as well. He's a perfect sell high guy this week, because we don't know if he's going to keep it up for the season. We know we don't really have a track record being a rookie and a young player. And right now, if you could get something of decency for him, a good pitcher who's solid, or even another bat you'd rather have than Steer, this would be a time to do it. In the fifth and final hit I look to sell and trade this week, he has Christopher Morel of the Chicago Cubs. So he's a very street player, is Christopher Morel. There's weeks he could hit 4 or 5 home runs in a week, and then he'll go a month without doing anything. So right now, while he's picked it up a little bit over the last 2 weeks, once again, this is a time I would sell him on the year. 13 home runs, 30 RBIs, 29 runs scored, a stolen base, a 285 average, and a 338 on base. And over the last 2 weeks, like I mentioned, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 9 runs scored, a 317 average, and a 341 on base. So Morel, we know he's a free swinger. We know he's going to strike out a whole lot. Already on the year, 41 strikeouts in 130 at-bats here for Christopher Morel. But another player with amazing versatility to sell off. Second, third, short, and outfield, he qualifies in. And like I said, he's pretty much been a power hitter all of a sudden, is Morel, over the last season and a half between the minors and the major league. So June 20th at the Pirates, 0 for 4. June 21st at the Pirates, 0 for 5, a run. June 24th at the Cardinals, 3 for 4, a run and a rib. June 25th at the Cardinals, 1 for 3. And June 27th versus the Phillies in that one, 1 for 3 in that ball game. So Morel playing decent baseball, but like I said, he's a very streaky player. But with his versatility and his potential power, already 13 home runs in only 130 at-bats on the season here. Christopher Morel is definitely a hitter I think you could get value for, and a hitter I would sell this week. So that's a few hitters I look to sell and trade here in Week 13 of the fantasy baseball season.